Okay, so if you put all of this together, what Terry showed you and what Jason showed you and what Jeff just showed you, it's clear we've put a ton of work into our new CC applications, and we're super excited about them. As I mentioned earlier, we've added hundreds of features across all of them. Things that make you much more productive, things that make it possible to build modern content that looks great and performs great across devices. And we've packed a lot of that stunning Adobe magic in there that just shouldn't be possible, some of the stuff that Terry and Jason showed you. But we've also done something completely new, something we've never done before. We've connected these apps to the other things that matter to you, your assets, your coworkers, and your community. So we're going to need a little bit of help to show that off. So I'd like to invite up Scott Belsky. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Jeff.
They're far apart for a reason. They're going to collaborate at distance. So for those who don't know Scott, Scott was the co-founder and CEO of Behance. As you walked in, you saw all those images from Behance. That was Scott's community that was really pulling that together. Now, Scott and I, we first met about 9 months ago, and we immediately realized that we had a very common vision, or shared vision for the creative process. And so we've moved very quickly. Behance is now part of Adobe. Scott and the whole Behance team have joined forces with us and are helping Jeff and me define that future vision for Creative Cloud. So you want to tee up what they're going to see?
Sure. Well, thank you, David. Wow, the Mac stage. This is kind of a big deal, I think. Hi, everyone. Thanks. Our team is thrilled to be part of the Adobe family, and we see this as a great opportunity to bring our mission to the next level, which is to connect the creative world and empower creative careers. Since joining, we've rolled up our sleeves and focused on integrating Behance's tools into the apps we know and love, and really improving the way that you work using Creative Cloud. Creative Cloud should provide everything you need to stay up to date, collaborate with your peers, and connect with the creative world. So let me set some context for what we're going to do together right now. Jeff is going to show you how you get and manage all of your apps. We've really tried to make this a whole lot easier. He'll then show you how to manage everything else, your files, your fonts, your colors, your brushes, preferences. We're streamlining all of this. And then Jeff is going to collaborate with me. I'll then show you how you can ask millions of creatives in the community for feedback and advice. I'll walk you through how easy it is to build your online portfolio and really start getting traction for your work and building your reputation and network, and how Creative Cloud serves as a timeline for all of the activity that you undergo in your creative work. So all apps, files, and assets, and your portfolio and community, everything should be integrated, and now it actually is. Let's have a look.
Yeah, let's definitely do that. It sounds like a lot of steps, but actually we made this very easy. We focused a lot of attention on just seamless integration between everything and make your workflow as effortless as possible. So I'm going to show you that right now. So up here in the menu bar, the whole time that we've been doing all of these demos has been a little icon that's telling us that we're connected to the Creative Cloud. Behind that icon is our brand new, completely redesigned Creative Cloud desktop app, and I want to show you that now for the first time. So I'll just pull this down, and here you can see an activity feed bringing everything together, everything that we've been working on, and everything that I have access to the Creative Cloud. Right? All of that is flowing through here. Now, we have written this as a native application on your operating system, either the Mac or the Windows, so we are integrated into all of the notification systems that you might already be using. That means if you want to see desktop notifications, no problem. If you want to see your notification center, there's the Creative Cloud notifications in there. If you turn it off and don't want to be disturbed, you just won't hear from us. So however you work, we can completely respect that and be part of that. Now, speaking of which, you can be this menu pulling down if you want. You can also just tear it right off and make it an app. So either way, you've got access to that. Speaking of apps, we have all of our apps at a glance right here in the app. In the desktop app that we've done. We've got connection to all of your files that you can save in the Creative Cloud, and we'll show you that here in a moment. We've also got an integration now with Typekit for fonts. Thank you. We're very excited about that, as you can imagine, as well as totally integrated into Behance and all of just the thriving activity that's happening over there. So let me take you through some of these in a little bit more detail. Scott and I are going to show you all of this and how it works together. So we'll start back here in apps. Now, you get all of these CC apps, right? Every one of them is downloadable and installable, full applications with your Creative Cloud membership, which is awesome, but it's a lot to manage as well with installing and update and things like that. So I wanted to show you the install process that we've been working on really hard. So I'm going to install After Effects. So I'll click Install right here. My operating system will ask me if I'm allowed to do that. I'll say OK. That's it. It's going to download After Effects. It's going to install it. It's going to give me a notification when it's done, and I can just get to work. That's the whole process. You do that. You can just queue up as many as you want. As simple as that. If I get an update to any one of those apps, and we are updating these apps all the time, right? As soon as new features are ready, you get to have them. You'll get a notification of an update, and you'll get a list of the things that are included in that. So there you go. That's all you have to do. It's like having an app store, except you already own all the apps.
That is a great line right there. App store, except you own everything.
Yeah, I wrote that.
Like that.
Yeah, thanks.
Write that down.
So there are a lot of apps here. Look, I just scroll down. You can see everything that you're going to have access to. So if you want to figure out more information about any one of them, you simply click here, and we built an all-new download center into the Creative Cloud with a very simple page that gives you access, teaches you a bit about the app, gives you access to training and things like that, as well as a list of everything that's in this version. And you can go back a version. You can go back to CS6. If you need that application because your clients have it or you have old files, you can download and install older versions as well. And we will keep, from CS6 forward, all of those available as part of your Creative Cloud membership. So you can always go back and open those things up. Yeah, that's going to be great. I agree. The other thing that you can do with your Creative Cloud membership is install the software on up to 2 machines concurrently. And you can use them on both machines. And you can have access to Mac or PC. You don't have to choose. You can have one on each, and that's totally fine as well. So all of Adobe's apps, single-click install and update, and you can previous versions and 2 machines all together. So a lot of flexibility around the applications. Now, if you've got them installed on a couple of machines, or you get a new machine, right? You've got your, it comes fresh out of the box, and there you are. You have to set up everything and configure it the way that you like it. And I know if you're like us, you put a lot of effort into getting your tools configured just the way you like to have them. So let me show you what we've done around that. I'll launch Illustrator on my computer here for the first time. Now, I use it, I've been using it on my laptop, and I have it all set up the way I like it. But here, for when I launch it the first time, I'll just open a document. When that document comes up, it'll say, great, we notice that you have saved your settings to the cloud. Would you like to load them here? We now can save your settings to the Creative Cloud. So let me just show you that. I know, it's great. We would normally I would just click sync now, but let me just show you preferences, swatches in your brushes, all those workspaces, even your keyboard shortcuts to help you be more efficient. So I'll click sync settings now, and well, there they are. They just popped right up. We're moving really quickly here. Down here in the corner it says, I have this little notification. There's a lot of changes that I made, so I'll just restart that now. And when I do, it'll pop up. And let me open Terry's beautiful map again. Whoops. There we go. And under this workspace menu, there we go. I've got my typography workspace. I'll take Jeff's workspace there. That's everything. I'm configured. I'm ready to go. There's my brushes and all of the things that I need to use. As simple as that. So that's another great way to manage all of your apps and stay, just really focused on your work. Now, speaking of our work, Scott and I do a lot of creative work, and we work with creative teams. And we know that in our work, and I'm sure as well as in your work, that it's important to be connected to everything that you need to get a project done, right? Your entire creative environment. I want to show you 2 more pieces of that we think are going to be very, very powerful. So colors. I think, the work that Terry has done here is just beautiful. But when I start from scratch with a blank document, I find color very intimidating. Like, what goes with what, and how does that all, I never know where to start. And so we took Cooler, which is our existing tool for creating color themes, and we completely reimagined it for the Creative Cloud. So let me show you that now. I go over to the Creative Cloud website, and here's the brand new Cooler. Totally redesigned. We can just jump right in and start just making color palettes and things like that. But like I said, I'm always looking for inspiration. So let me just switch over to Explore, and here you can see we've got themes that are created by the Creative Cloud members, right? And there's hundreds of thousands of themes here, and everybody is voting up the ones they like and find inspiring. It's a great way to browse around. If I switch over, you can see here, I've got a couple of themes here that I've created already that I can use. But inspiration doesn't just happen, you know, when I'm sitting at my desktop or my laptop computer. Inspiration happens when I'm all over the world, when I'm out in the world. And so we have created an app for the iPhone based on the Cooler technology. So I'd like to show you Cooler for the iPhone now. So let me just launch this up, and there you can see I've got my 2 color palettes. And they are already loaded up here. I can drill into this. This is one I called Lava, and I can go in here. I've got lots of you know, the same sort of tools that I was using before. But you know what? These devices have unique capabilities. This device, for example, it's got a camera on it. And that means I've got a camera wherever I am. So if I see something in the world that I find inspiring, I literally just sort of grab it, and here you can see, right? We're just pulling palettes out of the world right now. So that's just amazing, isn't it? And you are a very colorful bunch. That's nice. So let's say I find something particularly inspiring, and I have under here.
You're hiding a unicorn?
Oh, I'm hiding all sorts of things under here, Scott. So I've got this unicorn right here. Let me just see it. There we go. We'll just snap that right there. I like the blue. The pink, obviously, maybe some of the white over here. I think that's a pretty nice color palette, so let me just save that. Okay, good. I'll give it a name, and we will call it Unicorn. Great. And I'll just save that. Now, it's nice to have this on my phone, and I can show other people like this beautiful unicorn color palette, but I need this in my work here. And that's another thing that we've added to Illustrator, and soon coming to many more of the apps, is a Cooler palette. So here is my, let me just move that. Here is my Cooler palette, and you can see I've got my lava and citrus, but now if I reload, well, there's my unicorn. I select that. We'll take the blue. That's good. Well, I thought I would take the blue. I think I got, there we go. And I've got my blue. Now, I have gone from the unicorn to the cloud right into my work. Just like that, seamless and totally integrated. I love that.
Unicorn to the cloud.
Unicorn
It's never been said before.
So we've got color now, really integrated, and color lives in the Creative Cloud and accessible to you wherever you do your work. Then we thought we would turn our attention to fonts. Now, fonts are an essential part of your toolkit, and very close to my heart, obviously, but they can also be frustrating. I never know what fonts I have installed, or if they're licensed for the project that I'm working on, or if my team can even see them. So we thought we could do some work on that. Now, Typekit solved this problem for the web when browsers started supporting CSS web fonts. But today, we're thrilled to announce that Typekit is coming to the desktop fonts as well. That's right. This is really exciting. We have now 700 professional fonts organized into 175 families from the world's best foundries included in your Creative Cloud membership. Now, if you were to buy those individually, they'd be worth $25,000, but they're coming as part of a Creative Cloud membership. You have access to all of them. This is great. So let me show you just how easy it is. I'm going to take a look down here at this text, and I'm going to change some of this. So I'd like to find a new font. So I'll go back over to the Creative Cloud application. I'll go over to fonts, and I'll just browse these on the Typekit website. Now, when this comes up, you'll see that they are already filtered down for the fonts that are available for desktop use. And I've got just some great stuff here. And like I said, lots and lots of fonts to choose from. I'm going to switch over to script fonts, and I think we'll go with Vertigo, which I'm a big fan of. I think it's a beautiful typeface. There we go. That looks great. I can check out specimens and things like that. So what I'll do is I'll click on Use Fonts here. And you can see, right, this is where I connect it to a website. But now I'm just going to say, sync this to my computer using the Creative Cloud. And I click Done, and I switch over to the Creative Cloud app again, and you can see a little activity is happening in that icon, and the font will come right over, and now it's installed. That's it. That's all I have to do. So here, I select my text. Let me go up to my font menu and type Vertigo, and I'm right back to work, just like that. I've got my font. It's installed. As simple as that. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do and explore with all this typography we have. So let's see here. We've got all of our settings synced to the cloud. That includes your brushes and everything else. Colors in the cloud that you can explore out in the world and just bring right in, and now this great library of fonts. So lots of stuff that we've been integrating in. But it's time for Scott and I to start collaborating on this file. So I'm going to get this file up into the cloud as well. So I'll go to the File menu and save it right here by default in my Creative Cloud Files folder. So all of my files will be right here on this machine. I'll just overwrite the one that's in there right now, and I'll replace it. And let me just get those two things. Cool. And back over to the Creative Cloud app, you'll see Files here. And here you can see that I'm syncing, right? I've got 20 gigs of storage that I can use, and my quota is listed right there. And here you can see this file is now moving over to the cloud, and it's syncing right now. Now, I know that a lot of other companies, right, many companies, in fact, have cloud services that use a similar sort of metaphor for how we move our files around. I want to show you what we're doing that we think is unique. We know creative files better than anybody else. Now, I'll just view these on the website here and show you what I mean. So when I launch this, right, you'll see that since it's an Illustrator file, we can do all sorts of things to it because we know Illustrator files. And here you can see, here's the file. It was created in Illustrator, right? There's a color palette that we have derived and pulled out of there that I can use as part of this using with Cooler. We've got all of the typefaces that are in there. Those all link over to the Typekit pages. Lots of metadata here. I even have layers listed out. So I can really get into this file. Now, this works with Illustrator. It also works with Photoshop files. You can really see how this file is put together. So if I'm sharing this file, I'm not sharing just a flat JPEG of the file. I'm getting the layered file that we can really get into. I'll just reset those layers. I've been saving this to the cloud, of course, so I've got all kinds of versions that are listed right here. You can see all of these. You know what's really nice about this? Yep, I totally agree. And what's really nice about this is that these are visual representations of earlier versions of this file. So I can get in there and really see some of the changes that we had made before and the work that we've done over time. I find that just incredibly powerful way to see what files I have, what versions. And if I want to restore, simply hit the arrow, right, and I can switch back to that version. So a visual representation of that is fantastic. I don't actually want to do that. I want to keep it here. And here's sort of all of the files that I have, right? They're on my desktop machine. They are synced and available anywhere that I have a web browser. And now we've been doing some work, on bringing the Creative Cloud to your phone as well. And so now we've created the Creative Cloud for the iPhone. Let me show you that app. Here you can see I've got all of those same files as well. And here's that Illustrator file that I was working on. I'll just drill into there, and you can see it's got the updates that I've done. I can drill right in and get really crisp resolution. It'll as it loads right up. And I can just go back. Like I said, you put files in the Creative Cloud, and if they're from an application we recognize, we do some cool stuff with it. Here's an InDesign file that I can page right through and zoom out, get thumbnails of the whole thing, right? I don't have to make a version of it, save something else, and ship that around. I can literally just do it like that. And here's a project file that Scott and I are going to be working on. So we've got a lot of these files. So you can see there's a website mockup and things like that. You can see up here at the top that I have already shared this with Jason and Terry, and so they had been contributing files here as well. I also have lots of invitations that people have given to me. I can quickly accept those as well. Again, this is just so simple. I'm going to add Scott, but I'll do that over here on the website to show you.
I'm ready.
You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Okay, great. So I'll go over to that same folder that's over here. Again, you can see it's already being shared here with 3 people. It's me as the owner and Jason and Terry. I'm going to add Scott. I've shared with him before, so I've got him in the autocomplete, and I will just invite him. So there you go. We have seen how all of our apps are connected and updatable and always just totally up to date. We have seen how our assets, files, fonts, and colors are in sync and with us everywhere, how we can move our files around, get them into a place where we can do some collaboration, and now Scott and I are going to do that. So Scott, over to you.
Thank you, Jeff. So now let's talk about how Creative Cloud helps us work together with peers, with clients, but also how we share our work more broadly with the creative community and also manage our portfolio. All right, so as you can see on my screen here, I just got a collaboration invitation from Jeff to join the shared folder project files. And I got a notification on my desktop based on my settings. But you can also see here that I have this aggregated section of updates and requests at the top of the Creative Cloud desktop application. And so I'm going to click on that. And you can see here that I have a bunch of Creative Cloud invitations. I'm going to accept the one from Jeff. And as soon as I accept that, not only is it synced to my desktop, but it's also synced on the Creative Cloud website. You can see here my project files folder, and I can click on it and see all the assets that Jeff has been working on throughout the entire demo. But what else is over here? You can see I have all of everything actionable that I have in my creative process, in my creative workflow is summarized and aggregated right here. I have app updates, so I can make sure that I'm always working on the latest version of everything, and so we can keep your apps updated on it, as soon as we have updates to share. We have also all of the community invitations powered by Behance. So you can see here my colleague Brian is inviting me to co-own a collection, which is sort of like a virtual mood board that we can share. I can accept that. I can accept co-ownership invitations for projects so they can show up in both of our portfolios. Again, everything is aggregated and super efficient. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to the files section. There's a little shortcut to open up the desktop folder for the project files, and there they are. I'm going to open up this Photoshop file. Loading up here. So this is that hero image that Jeff and I have been working on for this demo website, and I'm looking at it. Now let's do something a little funky here. We'll go to the filter gallery, and we'll apply something a little bit artsy, like pastels. Why not? For the sake of time, we'll pick that one. Now I have this ready. Now, of course, I could ask Jeff for feedback, but what if I want feedback from the broader creative community? What if I want to, everyone who follows me, who's connected to me, I want to know what they think in real time. Before I would have had to go to other websites and save as a JPEG and all this other stuff. Well, now I can share it directly from Photoshop. Now, for those of you that don't know, Behance is your public portfolio, a place to build your network and get feedback and connect with others. And we also allow you to take snapshots of stuff that you're working on and get feedback in real time. So I'm going to just click the share icon. And what this does is it pulls the asset right into the pop-up and prepares it to be shared more broadly. And there it is. Now I can save it as a new piece of work to show the world, or I can save it as a revision of something that I've been working on, which is the case here. So I'm going to save it as a revision of this Adventure Project Hero image. I have some tags there. And I'm going to ask folks if this is artsy enough. We'll see what people think. I'm going to publish it to everyone. I pick a cover image to make sure that people feel compelled to click on it, especially when they're on, see it on Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn. I want people to go visit it. And I can now view this and share it more broadly on Behance, which I will skip for a moment. And you can see here all the iterations of this piece of work that I've been working on in Photoshop and all of the comments that I've received from people that are connected to me on Behance right there. Now, what I can also do is I can go to the Creative Cloud desktop application, and in the Behance tab, in the My Work section, where it has my completed work that lives in my portfolio, I also have my work in progress and a live feed of the views and the comments that I'm getting. And as these comments come in, they're going to either be notifications on my desktop or show up in the home feed, which is where everything is aggregated that is related to my creative work. So now what I want to do is, let's say I've gotten a lot of feedback, it's come in from the community, and I see it's actually coming in right now, that's great. I want to, lots of comments are coming in. Why don't I publish this as a completed piece of work to my portfolio? So to do that, I'm going to click Add Work, and it brings you to the project section within Behance. And we've tried to make this, again, faster and more integrated. So I'm going to create a new project. And rather than upload files from my desktop, what if I'm on another computer somewhere else? What if I'm working with a lot of people, like I'm working with Jeff, and I want to make sure that I'm including the latest assets in my project that will be displayed in my portfolio? I can now pull files directly in from Creative Cloud within the project editor in Behance. Here are my project files. So let's just pick a few of these, and again, for the sake of time, we'll just pick some random ones there. This is all going to load in, and while that's going on, I can go in here and let's change the background color. I feel like a dark background may contrast better with the images. I can go in here and play with the spacing. Of course, I can make this project look great. Hopefully, we'll call this Adventure. And I can add more text in later, really tell the story, which is always helpful. But for now, I'm going to continue on. Pick the cover image. A lot of people do judge a book or judge a project by its cover. We've got to make sure this looks nice. We'll pick that map poster that folks have been working on and with for a little while, and we'll call it the Wild Isles. That looks pretty good. And the last step here is the settings. Now, there are a lot of options here. Think about it. We're trying to organize the creative world at work in real time, so you have to help us by categorizing it a little bit. We'll put this under web design. You can add a few tags like scuba and water or whatever else. And I'll just say this is our final project. Now, I could do a lot more. I could put in what brand, what agency I worked with. I'll add Jeff as a co-owner. I mean, I did work on this with him. It's only fair to share attribution and have this show in his portfolio as well. So I invite him to be a co-owner. I could specify copyright information. I could link this to a work in progress to help illuminate my process and share it more broadly with the world. I could also make sure that it shows on my personal website, which is powered by ProSite. Some of you may know that we have a product called ProSite, which takes all of your work in Behance and puts it on your own domain name, fully customized. You can go ahead and edit the code if you wish. You don't have to. I'll just have this project automatically displayed as the first project on my own website. And now I'm ready to publish it. As soon as I publish it, it's going to be broadcast to everyone who follows me, everyone that's connected with me on Behance. It's going to be pushed to social networks if I want to. And Jeff should also get a co-ownership invitation from me to join this.
I just got a notification of that, Scott, so I'll go ahead and accept that. You're too kind. I appreciate the credit.
You're welcome. And if Jeff did, in fact, accept it, then if I refresh this, now it says multiple owners, and this is now displayed in both my portfolio and in Jeff's portfolio. And let's see, if I go to my personal website, and if I click refresh, it should be there as the first project. There it is. So I've just published a project, and it's live to the world. Now, as people start commenting on it, as people start appreciating this project on all the other sites that it may be syndicated and pushed to, all of this information is flowing into my home feed in real time. And this is our effort to make Creative Cloud for the desktop more social and just it becomes a timeline of your creative work, a record of everything. When you join a shared folder or when someone accepts your invitation to collaborate, a history of your font installs and your app installs, and updates from your public portfolio presence on Behance. This means new followers, appreciations, comments on your work, people adding your work to collections. It all becomes streamlined right here. Creative Cloud for desktop aggregates everything you need to collaborate and connect, and it was designed to be social.
So that's a lot of stuff. It's important to sort of get your head around all of this. We have all of our apps, all the CC apps included in your Creative Cloud membership. Install and update with a single click. We have 20 gigabytes of cloud-based file storage to sync, store, and share everything you have. And we do creative files better than anybody else. Access to all of your brushes, your color palettes, this new amazing library of fonts that we're including, and staying connected to a community of over 1 million creative professionals at Behance. Now, all of this available on your desktop computers, anywhere you have a web connection, and on the devices that you carry with you everywhere you go.
And we believe that this is just the beginning. By integrating community into everyday creative process, the world becomes more connected as we actually create. This means more transparency and more connectivity, which benefits not only the work itself, but also the creative careers behind it. Creative Cloud is still in the early innings, suffice to say, and we're thrilled to make creative work more frictionless and more connected. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you
Scott.
so much.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, David.
So what do you guys think? The teams have been very, very busy. So Creative Cloud has clearly come a long way in its first year. For starters, we've introduced major updates to all of our CC apps. The features that we showed today, again, only represent a tiny portion of what's new. We've literally added hundreds of features across all of the major apps since CS6. Productivity features, responsive content features, that Adobe Magic set of features, and for the first time, the connectivity features that tie the apps into the flexible creative process that Jeff and Scott just showed, and keep you connected all along the way to your assets, your coworkers, and your community. All of it, the CC apps, the assets and settings, the collaboration, the community, the online portfolio, the published work, all of it makes up the Creative Cloud. And it's all managed through the Creative Cloud. And it's all going to be available on June 17th. Now, as a reminder, all of you here, in case you've forgotten, get a year of Creative Cloud for absolutely free. And for those watching on live stream, we have some great offers for existing customers, including some very special offers for our CS6 customers. And remember, you're not just getting what we ship on June 17th. You're literally going to get hundreds of new things that we add over the course of the next year as part of your membership, including for, I know there are a lot of enterprise customers out there. For you, you're also going to get some groundbreaking integration between our Creative Cloud and Marketing Cloud. We're really excited about the potential that this opens up. But here's the thing. We're just getting started. And in addition to everything we're about to ship, embracing the cloud gives us the ability to think completely differently about the creative world and our role in it. We can now take some of the most computationally expensive features that we've ever had, things like shake reduction in Photoshop that Terry showed you, or refine edge in After Effects, and host these features in the cloud. That would allow us to integrate those features directly into our mobile apps, so you could work on them while you're on the go. It would allow us to build smarter algorithms that start to leverage the community and crowdsourcing. And it would even allow us to open up the APIs so developers outside of Adobe can integrate that Adobe magic into their apps. I can imagine hundreds, if not thousands, of apps that could benefit from this. We have over 20 years of science across imaging and video and design and web just waiting to be set free, and Creative Cloud gives us the platform to do all of that. So you put all of this together, in addition to some very different demos I'm going to show you in a couple minutes. And it's clear that Creative Cloud offers a huge opportunity for all of us. But in order to really make it happen, we need to focus. So when faced with the decision of whether to support two efforts across two different products, one for CS and one for CC, and duplicate all of that work required to launch and support and maintain and update these releases, we realized that great things are going to come from focus, and that's what we're going to do. So all of the CC apps we just showed, and future updates to those apps are only going to be available as part of Creative Cloud. Now, we will continue to sell and support CS6, but we don't currently have any plans to add features to Creative Suite. They are all going to come through the CC apps. And we recognize this is a big change. So we've tried to anticipate your questions, and we have a lot of information that will be posted on this URL later today. Now, there's a bunch of information there, like there's going to be an FAQ for all the questions you might have about exactly how you work with this. There's going to be links to online conversations that we hope you join as well. There are going to be a bunch of offers for existing customers. And there are going to be specific callouts for our large enterprise, government organizations, and educational institutions, because we recognize you have special requirements for how you engage with cloud-based services. And we have ways for you to participate as well. And of course, we're announcing all of this here at Max, so that all of us can have a conversation about this in the next couple days.